Good morning everybody and welcome back to I Loaf You. Today we are going to be making hot cross buns. I know a lot of people get them from bakeries or grocery stores, and this is a good option instead of going out to stay at home. This is a pretty easy recipe, so we're just going to hop right in. I have in my mixer bowl my sugar, and I'm going to add to that my yeast. And I'm going to add my warm water and just whisk it to bring those together. And then we will add the rest of our ingredients and get it mixing on the mixer. So now we have our yeast mixture in there and it's nice and frothy. It started to bloom a little bit. We're going to add our flour on top, our salt, our butter, and our eggs. And we're going to put this on the mixer with the dough hook and mix until it's all combined. Actually, before we put it on the mixer, we are going to add our raisins. Almost forgot to add those. And then we'll just put it on the mixer with the dough hook. So now we have our bowl sprayed with a little bit of pan spray. And we are going to just scrape all of our dough. It's a very soft dough, so I'm going to use a spatula. Now I threw in a little bit of flour at the end of our mixing process just to make it so that this releases a little bit easier from the bowl, just because it's such a sticky dough. So we are just going to scrape this right down, and we are going to cover this up with plastic wrap, and we want to let this rise so that it's doubled in size, and then we will dump it out onto our floured surface and form our buns. So our dough is finished rising. It's almost doubled in size. What I'm actually using here for a proof box type item in my dishwasher here, underneath this wood piece, and I run the dishwasher and then put my dough in the bowl right above it, so it actually uses the heat from the dishwasher to rise. So now we are going to take our dough right out of the bowl onto our floured surface here. We just want to make sure we're working with enough flour here, so that way it doesn't stick to everything. Essentially, we are going to make it into our buns and put it into, I believe this is a 9 by 13 pan. So course, we'll arrange it in lines of our buns here. And then we will cover it with plastic wrap and allow it to rise one more time. So now that our hot cross buns are made and we're cooling them, we need to make our icing. So we are going to take our powdered sugar. I am going to add the vanilla. And I want to add our milk. Now you don't want this to be too runny of an icing. I know I'm not really measuring. I will include measurements in the recipe down below. But for icing, I just like to mix the ingredients and judge if I need to add more powdered sugar or more milk as I go. Now for my taste, this is far too runny. So I'm going to add a little bit more powdered sugar, because I want to be able to pipe across the hot cross buns, hence why they're called hot cross buns. So I'm just going to make this a little bit thicker, and then I will show you how thick that is when I get there. Alright, so this is the consistency that I like my icing to be. It's pretty soft and it still runs off the spoon, but it is nice and thick. You can get it all in one spoonful here. So now I'm going to put this in a piping bag. You will see here that I have laid down some plastic wrap. I'm going to move my hot cross buns onto the plastic wrap surface. That way, if the icing runs off the sides of the buns, then it's not going to make a mess all over the counter.